Alrighty then, here we go, folks. James, your system has finally arrived, man. I appreciate your patience, appreciate your trust. I will say this up front: James sent me 100% of the money up front. Never hassled me a bit. Wasn't worried at all. Super trusting guy, which I appreciate. I have some people that are nervous about buying a 2-pill with sideband in it and ordering it ahead of time, but I assure you guys, I'm not going to rip anybody off. James's money has not even been spent yet, so his unit arrived here. He bought a 4-pill from me before, and I'm assuming that it's done him a good job, and he hasn't had any trouble because he decided to buy a 16-pill 2879C and a 400 amp power supply. Now what? Yes, he probably could have got by with a 300 amp, but I'm not really in the getting by business, so I recommended a 400 amp power supply so he'd have plenty of headroom, and that's what he got. And a super good looking unit here. I think he's going to be really happy with it. Now, I mentioned he had a 4-pill before, and he did what I would consider a wise decision. He made an upgrade worth the while. So don't get bought into this stuff that some of these places will do to you. Some of these CB shops, they sell you a 2-pill, and then they sell you a 4-pill, and then they sell you an 8, and then a 12, and then a 16, and so on and so forth. If you're going to make an upgrade, make it worth your time. So don't go from a 4-pill to an 8. Yeah, you're doubling your power, but I mean, it will be noticeable, don't get me wrong, but if you're going to spend the money to get an upgrade, make it something super noticeable. My rule of thumb is to take what you're using at the time and buy something that you can drive that into. And I assume that's exactly what he's going to do, is take his 4-pill and drive it into this 16, and it will be a worthy upgrade for him. 4 fans on the 16 should keep it plenty of cool, especially since it's in a separate case than the power supply. You don't have heat generating from both. They're both individually cooled. There's the back of it. Shoot, I left the dang ground wire. They sent me a huge wire for the ground, because the ground will come off this lug over here. Back of the power supply, you've got your 2 lugs back here. This is the power cord, real nice, thick, heavy-duty power cord. 200, 240, 220, obviously. Flip the power supply on. I don't have it plugged up, but it's just off a breaker style switch there. 2 fans in the front of it should keep this thing plenty cool. It's got the voltmeter on the front. I would love to hook this thing up and run it. Trust me, I've got a 1 and 4 here that would run into it perfect. I would love to test this thing, but back here in the stock room, the test room, I just have 110 volts, 120 volts, and it's all I can do to test the 8-pill back here. I mean, you guys have seen I have to hook up the super cap and everything else just to get a general idea that the 8-pill is working good. Next, in there on my main station, I've got several 240 volt lines, 220 volt lines. None of them have this plug on it, so I would either have to change this plug, change the receptacle, and then the last thing, SO239s on the 16, and all my coax runs 7/16 DIN connectors or something along those lines. So not possible for me to realistically hook this thing up and give it a whirl, but I will say Fatboy has excellent customer service. The rare case that someone does have an issue, whether it be their fault or, I had a 1-4 come in here, and out of all the amps I've ordered, I don't even know how many. There's probably 50 pages of invoices where I've ordered amps. I had one that was DOA, and it was just an easy mistake that was made, but it made the amp non-functional. Well, they covered it, no repair charge, didn't charge me to ship it back, nothing. They always take care of me, and the rare case that a customer has an issue, they always take care of the customer. So no, I'm not able to test this, but it would be just as though you're buying it directly from Fatboy. They don't send out a test video every time they sell an amp. I don't get 20 test videos when I order 20 amps. So, you know, it's just like you're buying one directly from them. Should he have a problem, just like anybody else, you know, they're great to deal with. One reason why I decided to do, you know, start a business relationship, business partnership with them is because they're so good to deal with. And anything can happen, folks. Whether it be the customer's fault or, you know, whether it be something that was overlooked, quality control or whatever. I mean, it's possible that anybody has an issue. But we hope that you don't. I mean, I never hope that anybody has any sort of problem. It's well vented down there at the bottom. But anyway, I just want to throw that out there since I'm not able to test it. Excuse me. When I started doing these transistor amps, to be fair, I never really even planned on doing anything bigger than a 4-pill. But there's a lot of demand out there right now. Excuse me, got choked up here. A lot of demand out there right now, and I am more than happy to get the business associated with these amps, and also to provide these amps to people that are my customers and friends. So with that being said, James, man, we made it before Manchester. Fatboy took care of us. I told him it was of the utmost importance to get this stuff to me before Manchester. So, dude, we got everything here before Manchester. I'm really excited to see how this setup does for you. I'm hoping for the best. I think you've got your antenna system lined out. You got a good driver. I think you're set up for success. 16-pill 2879C. This is the biggest transistor amp that I've had come through here in a while. I had a 32 years ago, but this is definitely the biggest I've had. Biggest C-box for sure. There's a guy that, another friend of mine that's got a 24-pill coming. I don't know, hopefully it gets here pretty soon, but 16-pill C, base setup, Fatboy products, Fatboy all the way. James, I hope you enjoy, man. Probably watering at the mouth. You want to come get this thing right now, and it will be with me. I'll be bringing it to Manchester. So I hope you guys enjoy. Appreciate the views. Sorry I can't do a test video on this one. It's just not realistic for me to do it, much as I would love to. Because heck, you know, if I test this thing, show you guys how good it's doing, somebody's liable to message me and say, hell, I want one of those too, you know. That's part of the deal when you do test videos. It's, you know, a lot of times somebody sees the video and they say, hell, I want one just like that. So trust me, if I was set up to do a test video on this thing, I would, because it can only help me and help the customer at the same time. All right, guys, enough of that. Rooster in Tennessee. I hope to see y'all at the Manchester break, man. We'll see y'all. Bye.